Okay. Alright, let's see. I hope that you all can see me well, or else I'm gonna have to completely redo this footage. Um, I also hope that wherever the snake is that's back here doesn't come and kill me because I'm barefoot and it's a Massachusetts rattlesnake, so that would not be nice. So if I look around occasionally, it's making sure there's not a snake that's about to attack me. This video is gonna be unedited because I just don't want to put the time to edit it because that kind of goes contrary to the whole point of this video. And I'm going to try to enunciate better than I typically do in my videos because typically you can't tell what I'm saying. I'm going to try to do a better job of that in this video. So let's get to the real meat and potatoes here. Why am I leaving YouTube? Well, that's probably what this video was titled, and the answer is I'm not. Except I am. Here's the thing. My plan is to come back and start posting again in about 2 years, around June 29th of 2027. June 29th of 2027 is around when I want to start posting videos again. So mark your calendars because I'm setting that as my return date to YouTube. June 29th, 2027. I am returning to YouTube and I'll start posting videos again. But that begs the question, why am I leaving? Well, to answer that, I have to talk about a few things. You see how I talk about not enunciating properly. And the first thing I have to talk about is I'll be putting one more thing out after this. And that will be a song that I've been working with someone on a song and I'll be doing the vocals on it and it will be coming out sometime. So look out for that. I will make a community post. If you don't check my community tab on my channel, you miss a lot of news about my channel, about me, about a lot of things. So if you want to know a lot of the things that go on with my life, especially when I return to YouTube, make sure you look at my community tab because that's also where the link to the song that I'm doing is going to be at. So make sure you look at that. And I also posted on my community tab that I was going to be leaving YouTube for the next 2 years, but I figured that not everybody would look at my community tab and not everybody would see the post. So it's a lot better to put the video out there so that you all can see it because this is going to reach more people than me putting something on my community tab. Because on my community tab, I get an average of like 8 likes. And on shorts, I get a lot more than that. So I know that like for what, 541 subscribers and 8 likes on a community post, y'all ain't seeing that. So I want you all to be aware of this, which is why I'm making this long form video. And again, the song will be out and that will be coming out sometime this year, but that'll be the last thing till 2027. And I'm not going to be posting shorts. This is the last video, long form or short form, that I am posting and making till that return date of June 29th, 2027. So that begs the question, why am I leaving YouTube? Which is the whole point and title of this video. I'm leaving YouTube. Well, for a little bit of time, but we have to backtrack a bit. If you did look at my community posts, you would know that recently my grandfather, my last grandfather, by the way, because my other one is already dead, he was not doing very good. He got ARDS. If you don't know what ARDS is, it's basically fluid and swelling in the lungs that has about a 95% fatality rate. So we knew he was going to die. And my grandfather died. He went to spend time with the Lord. He was a pastor. I believe that he was a believer, so there's comfort in that. But still, my grandfather died. So it's been. This is like the first big thing I've dealt with death. I've realized through this I'm a very pragmatic person. But still, even though I've been pragmatic about it, it's still been difficult because he was the last grandfather I have. And so it's just knowing I don't have anybody like that anymore. So that's been something. Another thing is that I've realized that YouTube has become the center of my life. For those of you who don't know, or those of you that can't tell, I'm a Christian. I'm a Presbyterian, which, if you don't know Christianity, that basically means that I'm on one of the more prudish sides of Christianity. For those of you who do know Christianity, I believe in Reformed theology. That's sort of the whole area that I'm in. But I've realized that with YouTube, a lot of it has gotten in the way of my faith, and I've not been able to properly spend time with God, or properly even just like, a lot of my prayers have been tainted by this whole, Lord, please make this video I just uploaded successful. And I've realized that my relationship with the Lord has really taken a downward spiral due to YouTube. In other words, I developed an unhealthy relationship with content creation, where this became my life. Now, I'm still in school. I am still in school, but YouTube has been like my job for the past year or two. If I believe that's how long I've been doing this, for about 2 years. So as soon as I would get done with school, I would go, I would record, or I'd edit videos, I'd do screaming, I'd do drums, I'd do piano, I'd do all the things I need to do, I'd work out. I would have no time to spend with my family either. That's the second reason. I have grown pretty distant from my family because I haven't been able to really spend much time with them, because I've spent a lot of my time with YouTube instead. So not only has this hurt my relationship with the Lord, it's hurt my relationship with my family. And this isn't something that I blame you guys for, because you guys are amazing. You guys have given me a really essential part of my life, which is why I want to return to YouTube. But I want to return to YouTube when I have a more healthy understanding of how to approach it, and I have a more healthy understanding of my life. So that's two reasons, but there is a third reason. And that third reason is kind of just, I need a break. I know that that's a common thing to hear from people when they quit or take breaks from YouTube. Like, I'm pretty sure some of us are still kind of reeling from the Nick Nocturnal loss. Oh, there's an ant on my foot. From the Nick Nocturnal loss we had earlier this year, where he said that he was taking an indefinite break from YouTube and streaming and all that in general. We all are kind of, there's a bee right in front of the camera. We're all kind of still, the bee is ruining the focus, but I don't mind it. We're all kind of still reeling from that, and like I'm still kind of sad about that. Like, I really loved watching Nick's content. But the thing is it's true. Social media is draining on a person, not because it's something that's like so difficult, but because it can easily become a very unhealthy obsession, where instead of focusing on other things in your life, your main focus becomes, how do I put videos out? Like, recently, I went on vacation, and I felt so bad because I had to go to one of my cousin's weddings. Recently, I felt so bad because I was like, I'm not going to be able to put out videos because I don't have enough drafts for the weekend, so I can't put out shorts. And that kind of turned the gears in my head to start realizing, why am I so focused on that? Which there is one sense of, I want this to pretty much be my job. I want to kind of do this for the rest of my life, or at least use social media as a gateway to get to what I want to do for the rest of my life. But it's also like, it's vacation. It's a weekend I get away from everything else going on in my life, and I'm so worried about that. And previously, whenever I'd go on vacation, I would stockpile a bunch of shorts drafts to try to get stuff out. And that could sometimes be overwhelming because I have to be constantly thinking, okay, what's a good video idea? What's a good video idea? It's not that social media is draining because it's hard. It's draining because it really clings onto the obsessive parts of your personality, and it becomes almost this borderline addiction where all you're focused about is getting the next video out, how many likes you got, how many views you got. And it's something that like I would find myself opening the YouTube studio page, refreshing just to see if I got one more subscriber. It became such an unhealthy addiction pretty quickly. And part of that was good because I learned how to work hard with YouTube. I learned how to make better thumbnails, how to make better quality content. I learned more about sound. I learned more about sound engineering. So it was kind of good in a sense, but on the other hand, it was bad because it was an unhealthy obsession. And so that's the third reason. It just was draining, which that gets to the whole idea of I'm leaving. Now, I don't want this to sound like I want to leave YouTube. I don't. I enjoy putting content out there. And for my students, I've sent them all an email saying, "Hey, I need to stop doing this for a year or two." And I'm really sad about that because vocals is something that extreme vocals is something that I don't think should be put behind a paywall that people can't get. I think a lot of extreme vocal coaches cost way too much money for people to be able to afford. And so the people, excuse me, I have a lot of phlegm. And so the people who want to do extreme vocals can't because they can't get that coaching. They can't get those courses. And it's sad to see that. And I'm taking myself out of the space and I feel really bad for those people because like there's a lot of people I've been able to help a lot. And now I'm taking their help away. So I don't enjoy this. And I enjoy putting content out there. I enjoy making shorts. One of the reasons I've kept doing YouTube is because I want a band in need of a vocalist to notice me. That way I can get brought on board. I can be screaming for the rest of my life as my job. That's what I want to do with the rest of my life. But the problem is that if I don't approach this in a healthy way, I'm going to get burnt out. And I know that. And so I've decided to take a 2-year break. I am marking it on my calendar the day I return to YouTube. And I ask that you mark yours too. June 29th, 2027. 2 years. That's all I ask. It's more like 1.5 at this point. 2 years. Then I'll be back. Unless the Lord changes that plan, in which case I plan to update you guys. Like, even if I die, I want one of my brothers to make a community post or to make a video telling you all that I died. Like, that's how important you are to me. So, during these 2 years, what can you expect? Well, silence from me. I want to direct you all to Oregon T if you haven't checked out his channel yet. He's been a friend of the channel for a couple months now. I say friend of the channel because I've tagged him so much in videos and community posts, and he's made responses to those. So like, and another reason, which you'll see that reason in a bit, but like, go check out his channel. He's small. He should not be small because he's an excellent channel. He gives good advice. He makes good music. Go check out his channel, Oregon T. You look around my channel, you'll find oh my gosh, a link to him. Sorry, I need to keep this short because my voice is starting to hate me from all the phlegm and me just keeping on talking. But so that's what this is. This is just me saying, go check out his channel while I'm gone. Support him in my absence. And thank you all for watching, for commenting, for liking, for supporting me. It's something that really does mean the world to me. You all are really important to me. And I would not have you know any other thing than that. You all are really important to me. especially those of you that have supported my channel even before I had 500 subscribers. I think of like Dino VR Kid was one, Idiotic Brook was another. There was another whose name was in Japanese characters that I can't say. You had Badger P. You had, oh, who else? There's a running list in my mind. Um, Dang, I keep forgetting people. That's not good. I have a list of people written down, but like you have all these people who have really supported my channel, and I can't thank you all enough because, especially Dino VR Kid. I don't remember. I think it's Jurassic Spinoff is now your YouTube app, but you supported my channel before I even had 50 subscribers. Before I even had 50. Before I was even getting like 100 views on a video consistently. You supported my channel. And dude, you have got to be one of the most important people to my channel. I also really got to thank ST Animations. I'm mentioning you, ST Animations, especially because you and I have talked a lot on Discord. He's someone that I've grown friends with. He's another small content creator. He's an animations channel on YouTube. ST underscore animation 77 on YouTube. Go check his channel out. Friend of the channel. I've even done some voice lines for some of his videos. But like all these people, and even if you commented on a video or you're a public subscriber and I didn't mention you, especially if you're like a public subscriber and I didn't mention you, good night. Thank you so much. You really mean the world to me. Like, this is insane. But I've got to take a break. And as much as I hate to say it, I do. So, for one last time, before I take this break, I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. May the Lord direct all thy paths. And see y'all in the next video. I'm gonna cry out when I turn the camera off. Good night.